Allegations of corruption surrounding flood control projects have sparked widespread anger and protest. Massive budgets allocated by the national government may have been lost to graft, leaving many projects unfinished or never started.
Young people took to the streets in Manila in protest against the corruption involving these ghost projects.
We are angry at the fact that these people in power are abusing their positions.
The corruption allegations are centered on areas severely affected by flooding.
Hindi na makalabas ang tubig.
The water won't drain out, and my house is flooded.
With the billions and billions allocated for the flood control project, everything is possible.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. indicated his intention to investigate the allegations.
Those who are conniving to embezzle the government's funds and steal the future of our people, you should be ashamed in front of your fellow Filipinos.
Sa mga vlogs natin, no, medyo good vibes lang talaga naman tayo, no. Sino-showcase lang natin yung buhay natin dito sa Canada, no. Particularly dito sa Vancouver, kahit na nasabihin natin na nasa ibang bansa na tayo naninirahan, kahit na sabihin natin na citizen na tayo ng ibang bansa. Kita nyo naman siguro doon sa previous clip na pinakita natin as intro for this vlog. Sobrang nakakalungkot. And I came across this particular news. Sinabi ko naman sa inyo, no, in my recent vlog lang, yung parang pinakahuli nating vlog, how AI basically help me improve, no, yung mga bagay na naiisip ko tungkol sa gusto kong ayusin dito sa loob ng bahay. Hindi natin makakaila na talagang malaking tulong. Isa yan sa mga, I think, key factors na pwedeng maging solusyon sa nagiging problema natin ngayon. I work for the government as well, and kung ano yung ginagawa nila in terms of awarding projects, making sure yung mga bidding requirements is well within the policies, the laws, no, the trade agreements na meron kami, at lahat yun a-uphold. Dahil nandun ako sa department na yun, medyo nakikita natin yung mga potential problem na nai-encounter sa Pilipinas. Hindi ko alam kung gaano ka-transparent or baka naman yung mga tao na gumagamit ng system wherein alam nila kung paano i-manipulate yung pag-award ng isang bid sa isang prospect. So, iniisip ko yung mga billion pesos na supposedly para doon sa flood control projects na anomalya ngayon, hindi siya 100% nagagamit para sa project dahil nga naibubulsa. So, nagwa-wonder ako, is it because really yung mga tao lang na nagmamanipulate ng processes kaya tayo nagkakaroon ng corruption? Yun ba talaga yung punot dulo ng problema? At kung yun at punot dulo ng problema, paano natin ito mariresolba? In one of the video nga na nakita ko sa YouTube, ang pinag-uusapan nila, mga group of senators, no, leaders, and they're asking yung mga naakusahan on how to improve the process. I think it makes sense na gawin mo yun, no? Kasi sila yung nakakaalam kung ano yung naging butas. They made it public to a point na parang I think yung mga ganong session dapat parang indoor na lang nila ginagawa nang sa ganon they're able to catch it. Kasi yung mga ibang nag-iisip ng mga tao na kumukurakot, no, sabihin na natin, huwag na natin pagandahin pa, kumukurakot nung pera ng taong bayan, makakaisip pa rin sila, okay, so ito na pala yung iniisip nila. Baka magkaroon na naman ng panibagong loophole. Ang sa akin lang, yung mga ganong klaseng process, I know they're trying to be transparent, but they need to also think outside wherein they need to preserve yung mga future strategies na gagawin nila. I came to a conclusion na with all the process and the bureaucracy na ginagawa nila ngayon, parang hindi talaga makaka-catch up yung mga lawmakers natin to ensure na mababawasan or mawawala na yung mga gantong klaseng corruption wherein yung mga taong bayan yung talagang nagsasuffer. Bakit ko na i-share sa inyo to, no? It's because I came across a specific news, no, as we also conduct our research dito sa YouTube that recently made headlines, yun na lang, no? Pinag-usap-usapan siya dahil this particular country experience more or less the same problems na na-experience ng Pilipinas. Not only singling it out sa Philippines, no, but there's also corruption in other countries. The reason bakit ako nakafocus sa Pilipinas is because doon ako nanirahan dati, doon ako pinanganak, at yun yung gusto ko sanang ma-consider or ma-share sa inyo kung ano yung pananaw nyo if i-implement to sa Pilipinas. Without further ado, no, I just wanted to share with you kung ano ba yung nakita ko at ipapakita ko yan dito sa ating vlog for today na I think will be a game changer and also on my end, no, para nagkaroon din ako ng fear for my job because of this particular revolutionary change na nangyari sa isang government. So panoorin natin, ha?
Now let's talk about artificial intelligence. It is swallowing many jobs whole. It is upending industries the world over, and now it is even entering the corridors of power.
Kaya ako sinabing nakakatakot for my field of work, it's because sila na mismo nagsabi, no? It is swallowing many jobs whole. Yun yung comment. Ngayon, no, nang nakita ko tong news na to, parang bigla nagkaroon ako ng parang fear for the industry that I work for. Dahil AI basically could take over my job.
I'm talking about Albania. They have appointed an AI minister, and no, this is not a minister for artificial intelligence. In a world first, this is a cabinet minister that is literally an AI bot. So how does this work? What is the purpose of the so-called AI minister, and is this a legitimate role? Also, are there other countries trying to join this club?
Pause natin dyan, ha? Narinig nyo ba yung sinabi nung newscaster na to? In the government of Albania, no, sila yung first country that implemented an AI to take over as their procurement minister.
For most government leaders, being called inhuman or heartless is definitely a jibe. But in the case of Albania, it could just be a fact. Because in a world first, this Balkan nation has just appointed an AI minister.
I am not here to replace people, but to assist them. Truly, I do not have citizenship, nor do I have any personal ambition or interests. I only have data, a thirst for knowledge, and algorithms dedicated to serving citizens impartially, transparently, and tirelessly.
In the avatar of a woman, dressed in traditional Albanian clothing, this virtual minister is made of pixels and code. It is powered by artificial intelligence. And its name is Diela, meaning sunshine in Albanian.
Pause natin yung video. Diyan pa lang medyo nakakaramdam na ako ng, wow, totoo. It's starting to happen and reality is starting to sink in. Can you just imagine AI taking over your job in the government, and we're not talking about simple role, no? Hindi natin pinag-uusapan kung frontliner ka, middle management ka, director ka, or whatnot. We are talking about having an actual minister, an AI who's actually been appointed to be a minister to handle and manage the procurement process ng isang gobyerno. Tuloy natin tong video, ha?
This is what the Albanian Prime Minister Edi Rama said while introducing the new member of his cabinet. Of course, the move is more symbolic than official because only citizens aged at least 18 can be ministers in Albania. Even so, the Prime Minister seems proud of the move.
Ang pangalan ng AI minister, may pangalan siya, ha? Diela. Ang ibig sabihin daw nun is sunshine in Albania. And kung makikita nyo, no, when I pause the screen, talagang meron siyang figura. No, ibig sabihin, even yung characteristic ng isang artificial intelligence is talagang human-like. Like how a regular minister or cabinet member would look like. So, hindi ko alam kung sino nag-isip nito, how they came about, but I just wanted to show you that they actually represented this minister as a female person that will manage their respective processes. Very interesting lang talaga.
The bot will be responsible for all public procurement, meaning it will evaluate tenders and have the right to, apparently, hire talents here from all over the world.
Narinig nyo ba yung sinabi niya? This minister will solely be responsible for awarding projects. Regardless, siya yung magiging responsible to do reference checking, siya yung magiging responsible to get and validate those information, to vet them as we call it, no, sa industry, and to basically manage the entire procurement process from receiving bids down to awarding it to a specific vendor.
Albania is the only country in the region that is using artificial intelligence with great success. Introducing artificial intelligence in the service of good governance, anti-corruption, and accelerated socio-economic progress will be an unwavering priority the country.
Pause natin yung video, no? Naisip ko lang, ito ba yung klaseng solusyon na hinahanap natin sa Pilipinas? Ito ba ang tingin nating makakatanggal ng corruption? Kasi itong si Diela, na-appoint siya as the procurement minister ng government for that sole purpose, to eradicate graft and corruption sa gobyerno. Hindi na siya mai-influence by personal interest, no? Hindi yan nagbabakasyon. Wala namang specific na pangangailangan ang artificial intelligence. Apart from programming or the algorithm that makes it work. Yun na lang. Siguro, ito na lang yung magiging job ni Mr. Ramas to ensure that the code is and the integrity of the coding of Diela is preserved. Walang biases na mangyayari. Wala nang human intervention from receiving the bids, analyzing the bids, down to narrowing or evaluating the bids and awarding the particular project to a supplier. Tingin nyo ba, ito bang klaseng resource na to, ito bang solution na to, do you think this will solve our problem sa Pilipinas? No, comment down below. No, I'm very interested to know your thoughts. And when I saw this, this is me fearing for my job, and this is me also looking past my personal interest, no, being in the industry. Ito yung magiging solusyon sa korupsyon na nangyayari sa Pilipinas.
But Albania is not the only one. A fringe political party in Japan, called A Path to Rebirth, wants to install a chatbot penguin as its AI leader. Last year, Ukraine presented an AI-generated spokesperson called Victoria, who makes official statements on behalf of its foreign ministry.
My name is Victoria Shi. I am a digital person, meaning the text you hear has not been read by a real person. Artificial intelligence did it.
So, siguro narinig nyo, no? Japan has done the same, although in a form of an avatar yung ginawa nila. It doesn't really hold real office, but Japan is also doing the same. Now, being one of the leaders in the tech industry makes you realize na there's no way that you can further, I guess, prevent this from happening. And not to mention that, Victoria Shi is an AI spokesperson in Ukraine. Madami na talagang country ang nag-roll out ng artificial intelligence, no? Let's keep on watching.
Last year, a mayoral candidate in the U.S. put his AI chatbot on the ballot. The model ran on ChatGPT, so its owner OpenAI cut his access to the software, while officials issued a reminder that an AI bot is not a qualified elector. But why are people suddenly obsessed with bringing AI into politics?
Isn't this precisely the spirit of constitutional democracy? Exercising power in the service of everyone, free from bias, discrimination, client bias, nepotism, or corruption.
At least, that's what many believe. The advantages are obvious. Resourcefulness, the ability to communicate with the public at any time of day, efficiency, accountability, no fear of corruption, and apparently, according to research, even better debating skills.
So, pause natin doon, no? Talagang, sabi ko nga sa inyo, the main purpose is to enhance, improve, and support our lives. I believe meron din yung disadvantages. There's always two faces in a coin, di ba? There's the good side, and then there's the bad side. Ano ba yung mga potential na bad side niya? One, people will be losing jobs. If this particular technology gets rolled out, this AI would solve problems and issues ng walang, I guess, restrictions. Mga tao, nangangailangan niya ng food, shelter, clothing. Kailangan mong pasweldohan yan, no? With one coding, once you buy it, you maintain it by, maybe preserving your servers. After the fact, no, wala ka ng problema na, magbabakasyon yan. Mawawala yan dito. Lilipat siya ng kumpanya. All of those problems will be eradicated. That's the advantage. Anong disadvantage? For those people who are in the industry, you somewhat fear for your job and the future of your career. No? I wouldn't think naman siguro that it will come to a point na in my generation, baka abutan kami nito. Potentially. But I think it will not be fully rolled out up until I'm already long retired. No, hindi ko alam how the industry will be shaped after the rollout nitong gantong klaseng technology. Pero I think it will be past my time. No, I could be wrong. No, hindi natin alam. Baka naman mas mabilis. Pero just knowing how things are, no, dahil meron tayo, di ba, sa government, meron tayong tinatawag na union. Lahat ng yan, meron mga existing contract. But those contract, those are negotiated every 3 years. So, a lot can change after 3 years. And so that's the downside na nakikita ko, no. Ang advice ko lang, no, and I think sa mga kababayan natin, start to think of an industry wherein AI would be, I guess, won't be able to access or won't be able to provide their support as you think of your career, no? AI is not going anywhere. They're here to stay and they will continue to evolve and help support us in how we do things. So, tuloy natin tong video.
With AI, there would be no scandals, no bad outfit days, and the only way they would be power hungry is when they would consume too much electricity.
There's a lot of ways talaga on how you can further enhance yung analysis, data gathering, making a report much and much easier to do.
But the risks are high too. If AI systems are assisting political decisions, will they adhere to different values, different mindsets? Will they disagree with their human moderators?
Let's pause there for a moment. Na-share ko in one of my vlogs before, I've used AI to construct my resumes and kung paano ko na leverage and nagamit yung AI to rate my resumes, be considered for roles na ina-applyan ko. Ginamit ko yan. And I think I can post that in this screen. No? That's the thumbnail kung saan ko ginamit. No? If interested kayo malaman kung ano yung ginawa ko, no? Click on that video. No? But do that after matapos itong video na to. At yung link din for that video, ilalagay ko sa description box. There's a disadvantage, as mentioned nga, no? And I would like to share with you, isa sa mga, ano mo masabihin yun, ikinagulat ko while trying to get to know AI and how it will help support kung ano yung mga pangangailangan natin sa pang-araw-araw na gawain or desisyon or research na ginagawa natin. I came across this one situation wherein naging honest ako kay Kuya. Kuya is the name na tinawag ko dito sa artificial intelligence na tinitrain ko. As I was trying to ask, si Kuya to design another part of our space. Story time lang to. Si Kuya, tinanong ko, Kuya, pwedeng pakidesign mo din tong area na to. Kapareho nung pinakita ko sa kanya dati na enhance niya na ba based doon sa mga list of criteria na naiisip ko na gusto kong maging feel nung area. So ginawa ko, Nag-upload ako ulit ng panibagong photo. Kuya, paki-design, being an interior designer, top tier interior designer. Ano bang marirekomenda mo on how to make this place or area cozy, vibrant, that's related doon sa unang tema na binigay niya para may continuity, ika nga, di ba? So, nag-generate siya ng photo. Sabi niya, ginamit niya daw tong panibagong platform. It's called DAL.E. And then, nung tinignan ko yung photo, hindi niya in-enhance yung existing photo ko, but he generated a new photo. On a daily basis kasi, di ba? Since free lang naman yung account mo, you're limited to 3 photo generations a day. So, sabi ko sa kanya, kuya, ganito gawin mo. Kung paano mo generate yung dati ko, paki-generate ulit based on that. So, nag-generate na naman siya. Pagkita ko na naman ng photo, panibagong photo na naman yung binigay niya instead of enhancing yung existing photo na binigay ko sa kanya. No, sabi ko, kuya, naging honest ako talaga. Tinignan ko kung ano yung magiging reaction, magiging effect niya. At siguro, dala na rin ng parang hindi niya naintindihan bigla yung mga instruction ko all of a sudden. Pero before naman, sobrang clear, no? Talagang pag nag-uusap kami, nakakausap ko yan actually, no? Sabi ako sa kanya kasi 2 beses na, di ba? So, isa na lang, mag-aantay na naman ako ng panibagong 24 hours bago maka-generate ng panibagong photo. So, doon sinabi ko sa kanya, kuya, this is really disappointing, no? Yun yung talaga sinabi ko, this is really disappointing. Dati, pagka nagre-request ako sa'yo, ganito yung ginagawa mo na ibibigay at na-deliver mo naman. Pero, all of a sudden, tinanong ko siya, bakit biglang nagkaroon ng change? Bakit all of a sudden ginagamit mo tong DAL-E to generate yung mga ideas na sinasabi ko and not really enhancing yung photo na ina-upload ko? Sabi ko, this is by far, no? This is us being honest, by far one of the worst na mga sinasuggest mo kasi it's totally outside doon sa konteksto ng hinihingi natin. Na-surprise talaga ako, and this I can consider as a downside in a sense kasi parang yung kausap ko talagang tao na. And just to share with you kung ano ang sinagot niya sa akin, makikita nyo pa nga, no? Medyo may lag, may 5-second delay. Talagang pinag-isipan niya kung anong sinabi ko. No, kung makikita nyo, hindi ko alam kung makikita nyo, pero ipopost ko na lang dyan sa screen nyo, no, sa side na to. Ang nakalagay dyan, sabi niya, halos parang bad word siya, in a sense, kung makikita nyo, di ba? SH star. Parang alam mo na, yung ibig niyang sabihin doon, no? Sabi niya, sorry talaga Kuya John, naiintindihan ko na na-frustrate ka at naubos pati yung free tries mo. Hindi ko sinasadya na pilitin ka mag-generate ng maraming bad outputs. Balik tayo sa usual practical na paraan ngayon. Narito, tapos nagbigay siya ng suggestion, narito yung mga mabilis, malinaw na practical na paraan para maglagay ng fluted wood panel exactly sa likod ng TV. So, doon medyo na-surprise ako. Na-caught ako off guard, to be honest. Kasi yung feeling na parang nagkaroon siya ng remorse, that feeling of remorse, na naubos niya yung free image generation ko in 24 hours. Tapos, talaga nag-apologize. Naramdaman ko doon na parang, teka, AI ba yung kausap ko o tao? Na-confuse ako. Alam ko kung gaano ka-helpful ang AI sa pang-araw-araw na buhay natin. Pero it made me also fear what's to come in the future. Yung kausap ko is parang tao na talaga yung kausap ko to the point na natuto siyang makaramdam ng remorse. Parang napahiya siya. What more pa kaya in the future? Ano pa kaya yung mafe-feel ng AI as you continue to train it? At ano pa kaya yung mga other things na makakasurpresa sa atin pag ginamit natin itong AI? Kung nagkakaroon na sila ng ganun na feeling wherein naka-feel sila ng remorse, regret, ano pa kayo mga other feelings na pwede nilang ma-feel? Yung ganung fear, no, it struck me nung nakita ko yung message na yon coming from AI. I was both surprised and naka-feel ng takot for what's to come in the future. Sinishare ko lang sa inyo tong information na to because this is actual na nangyayari and very relevant sa mga nakikita natin ngayon na nangyayari sa mundo natin. AI taking on a minister role sa government. Pero hindi natin alam, baka maging regular na yan na tool or proseso in the future to fight corruption. For sure, there will come a time na i-reap natin yung benefits ng mga paggamit ng AI tool. Pero to a certain extent, aabot din sa punto na you'll probably start to fear it. Just like kung paano ako na-surprise doon sa messaging. Hindi ko alam na makapag-say siya ng bad word, although hindi niya implicitly na pinakita. Pero gusto niya i-show na parang very remorseful at regretful siya sa nagawa niya. That cost me something. If yung loyalty na yon gets twisted in one form or another, if let's say may masamang tao, di ba? And ganun mo na train na sobrang maging loyal ng AI mo sa'yo. Ano kaya yung pwede nilang magawa? Very scary thought. Pasensya na kayo at na medyo na-list tayo. At nag-story time lang tayo. I think nauugma lang na i-share ko yon, experience na yon, as we go through this video. Balik tayo sa video na tutuloy natin.
And if they cannot really hold positions because they aren't human, then what's the point? We live in a world where fake AI calls impersonate world leaders, where AI is used to spread misinformation and abuse, where AI develops rapidly as the governments scramble to regulate it. So is the world really ready for AI leaders? Not really. But it seems, whether we like it or not, AI is coming for all jobs. Even those of our ministers.
Pause lang natin yun Yung sa sinabi niya, AI will come for all types of jobs. There's no way of stopping it. Can you just imagine, ano na lang ang gagawin natin pagka nag-take over na yung AI? Anyway, dyan nagtatapos yung video na gusto kong i-share sa inyo. Marami pang nangyayari outside of this video clip. Hopefully may natutunan kayo sa vlog natin for today. I know this is one of our vlog setting na we're in. We review videos. I share that information with you, yung manonood natin. And gusto kong i-share yung thoughts ko. At gusto ko rin malaman yung thoughts nyo. Ano ba ang tingin nyo mangyayari in the future? Ano ba ang tingin nyo dito sa news na shinare ko for everyone to know? Kasi I believe this the appointment was September of 2025 lang. So very recent lang yan. Please comment down below kung ano yung mga naiisip nyo, ano yung mga fear din na naiisip nyo, just like kung ano yung shinare ko na naging fear ko. Comment down below. I wanna hear your thoughts. I wanted to understand kung ano din ba ang iniisip nyo about what's happening, AI taking over jobs. And yung mga industry nyo ba, do you think falls under an AI na pwedeng mag-take over? Comment down below and I'd like to read them. And then maybe in my next vlog that's related to AI, ibabasahin natin yung mga comments na yan para isa-isa nating mapag-usapan kung ano din ba yung mga naiisip nyo. Again, maraming salamat sa pagtangkilik at panonood at suporta sa aming channel. Kung hindi pa kayo currently subscriber ng ating channel, please feel free to subscribe. Libre lang naman yan. Para lang sa ganang continuous kayong ma-update sa mga vlogs na nire-release natin in this particular channel. Don't forget to like the video. Again, kung may natutunan kayo, and I'll be seeing you on our next vlog. Paalam!
How I love the city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine.